welcome to another episode of What Would They Do? Today we are answering an anonymous listener question along the lines of this. I just wrote a sales page for my one-on-one coaching offer after only ever selling this one via word of mouth. What I struggle with is assigning a value to some of the inclusions because I've never offered them individually. How do I reference the value without making up a number? Great question, right? Because we've all come across those sales pages with inflated numbers where a course costs $99, but apparently there's $5,000 worth of value inside. All a bit mind-boggling and really undermining the trust we are trying to build in our brand, in our offer, and in our offer price alignment, right? So in today's episode, we are actually going to look at a way that gets around this awkwardness of assigning dollar values against individual features of your offer, because not only is it going to position you as a much more trustworthy coach, it is going to also present your offer as something that is much more considered and a complete package towards the transformation that you are working towards. So let's start with the communicating value essentials here. So really, if you want to sell your offer, no matter what shape or form your offer takes, what is included in your offer, the value of signing up to that particular coaching package, to your offer, must be crystal clear from the onset, even if you don't list individual price tags against all the inclusions. Let's say you have sold some of your inclusions as individual offers previously. That still doesn't mean you should list your individual price tags against the inclusions and the line items. And I'm going to elaborate on that a little because let's look at one-on-one coaching here. I honestly consider one-on-one coaching, working with someone, an expert, someone who's 10 steps ahead of me and really where I want to get to long-term as an investment in my business, in my future, in the goals that I'm working towards. And really communicating the value clearly and positioning your coaching package as the real deal and something very strategic and considered really means people are going to understand what they're getting themselves into, right? What's ahead of them, what is expected of them, but also what on the flip side they can expect from you, the coach, right? And ultimately, a price alone definitely doesn't sell the offer. So even if the value proposition looks out of this world, you're paying $99 and you're getting $5,000 worth of resources, which so often also can happen for digital product bundles, for example. So I really highly recommend staying clear of that because the price alone doesn't sell the transformation and doesn't get you those results. You still need to invest time, effort, headspace, resources into the work towards working with your coach, and really leading with the transformation rather than the price can be game changing. And personally, I definitely think that the value of the offer of the coaching container definitely isn't in the calls or in the PDFs, and you can't put a dollar value against them because the value in the coaching offer comes from that unique blend of features and experiences that come along with the offer you've signed up for. One PDF alone isn't going to get you the results, but the unique blend and the custom designed approach to getting you those results is what's going to make all the difference. And ultimately, even a dollar price isn't going to convince people if they can't see the value in your coaching container beyond the dollars. They won't buy. So unclear value and unclear transformations really lead to hesitation. They are going to bring up objections and price resistance. So if people don't see the value in your offer beyond the price tag, they simply aren't going to invest. So what I would love you to consider today as an alternative to dollar values against line items is really looking at stepping away from the line item value breakdown and emphasizing and focusing on how each inclusion is part of a bigger transformation, as is part of a super strategic blend of features that is going to get them towards those goals. And ultimately, when it comes to the customer experience here, if you can anticipate the question that's going to come up as someone reads your sales page, as someone reads your sales emails, if you can answer the also important deal breaking, so what? What's in it for me? Why does this inclusion matter? Why does this feature matter? Then you are absolutely going to present your coaching offer as something that is an easy yes, something that is the totally logical solution to their problems. So let's have a look at how we can get around that awkward dollar value against line items, and really hone in on the value, on the transformation, and on how your coaching offer is going to get people towards their goals. So it really all starts with reframing the value as a transformation. So not as value as in a price tag, a dollar amount. So rather than asking yourself, we're looking at one-on-one coaching calls. What's this worth to someone when it comes to dollars? How much should I charge for this particular inclusion, this particular feature individually? Look at it as part of the bigger picture, right? So how does this actually contribute to the client's goals? How does it get them a step closer towards that big goal they're working towards? And on the flip side, you can also ask yourself, what is the cost of not getting this support, of not including this feature in the coaching package? So if we are, for example, looking at a coaching container, coaching offer that includes a private Slack channel for you to get extra support outside of those one-on-one sessions, you could frame this as personalized ongoing support between our one-on-one sessions, so you never feel stuck or second guess your next move. So it really frames the Slack channel and that in between support as having the coach in your back pocket, as someone to fall back onto when you're doubting yourself, when those mindset gremlins come up. So it is really invaluable. And I don't know how you would put a price tag on this particular inclusion. Right? You can also use comparisons instead of numbers that you pulled out of thin air particularly if you haven't sold the particular inclusion or component of your coaching offer individually. So another example is here, if you have mini bite-sized video lessons and tutorials to help people implement things in their business that you don't necessarily sell individually as a course or as a standalone offer, right? So you could present these private course library or private tutorial collection as something, that is, again, priceless. Like, this word keeps popping up, but it's so true. So you could say what you learn inside these tutorials, inside these mini trainings, would take months or years for you to figure out on your own. So again, it's priceless. You're giving them access to all the things you worked out for yourself. You're helping them fast track things. You're helping them save countless hours of frustration, of Google research. And again, this is something you simply can't put dollar values against. So comparing a feature to the potential time investment, mindset investment, frustration is definitely an awesome alternative as well. You can also get around attaching dollar values to components by letting your client results do the talking for you. You already know, likely, that I love social proof and case studies because they are just so powerful in positioning not only your offer, but also certain components of your offer. So how you could, for example, introduce social proof and case studies in this instance to back up certain features of your offer is by saying, here's how past clients have benefited from this level of support. Or you could say people who have worked with me in this capacity have doubled their leads or conversions via their website. They have tripled their monthly revenue. Again, these tangible outcomes, I've mentioned it in a previous episode, these tangible outcomes need to be believable. They need to actually have happened, and you need to be able to back them up. So again, don't make up random numbers here. They need to feel like something your audience, your customer, could achieve with your help. Instead of breaking your offer down into those individual line items and price tags, I really think presenting it as the complete package and a considered, strategic, well thought out coaching offer is the key. So we've talking about answering the so what. So what's in it for them, really delivering that excuse and that justification why every line item is in this offer, but also really stepping away from itemizing your offer. So instead of saying, for example, you get 6 coaching calls valued at $1,200, you get a Slack channel for support in between calls valued at $500, and you get a workbook to support you across our 3 months together valued at $100, you could simply say, my coaching, one-on-one coaching offer gives you everything you need to work towards your goal, which obviously you need to make very specific here. But, without second guessing your next step, with me by your side 24/7 whenever mindset gremlins pop up. And again, you can totally add the word priceless in here. It's priceless to have someone support you as you work your way through, your business evolution, as you launch your first live coaching container, as you work towards whatever goal it is. Really just talk about the unique blend that this particular offer delivers rather than the itemized shopping list. So this little episode here, super bite-sized, but I think it is really powerful and important to answer, particularly in an online space where things are crowded. There are so many course creators and coaches promising the world, inflating the value of their offer, and then really letting people down. So if you can lead with value, focus on the transformation, and really create considered offers that don't give people too much just so you can inflate the dollar value, but really support people in a way that works, because your clients and your coaching clients have seen results via this particular support. You're giving people what they need, not necessarily what you think they need. And if you strategically design your offers, present them in a value-driven, transformative way as the complete package, then this is much more powerful than stacking the investment up against $1,000 hypothetical itemized shopping list. So if you have one-on-one coaching offers in your business where you support people long-term with their transformation, working towards their goals, I would love you to have a look at your sales page if you are still listing itemized dollar values, and see how you can shift to a so what driven value proposition. And some questions I would love you to ask yourself after this episode as you audit your sales page and have a look at how you present your itemized inclusions. Can you possibly replace those numbers that you are listing with real comparisons? So really comparing it to their time investment or their frustration, really making it super relatable and super real by highlighting, the alternative. If this wasn't in the coaching offer, that will be the cost for you. Next up, really look at whether you're currently tapping into your client results and whether you are using social proof to highlight the value of individual inclusions in your coaching offer. So what has, for example, a Slack channel meant for your coaching clients? How have they felt between those one-on-one sessions with you? And how has it sped up the transformation or given them more confidence? How has it helped them with a particular problem that popped up right after one of your one-on-one sessions? So have a look how you can make it super relatable and add real client examples to those line items. And then last but not least, are you actually presenting your offer as a complete solution, as something that you designed specifically to get your clients the best results? And If you have a look at all those questions, revamp your sales page, you are actually going to drastically boost the trust in not only your brand, but also in your offer, because you're backing it up with the so what, warranting why each of the offer inclusions has a space and has its validity inside your coaching container. And you're also using actual results that people who have worked with you to back up the claims. So, bite-sized, short and sharp, that's how I like it. If you also want my strategic customer experience brain on your questions, hurdles, headaches, obstacles, whatever you want to call it, inside your online business, please submit your customer experience headaches via the link in the show notes. You can do that anonymously, like this listener, or if you want a little shout out and a backlink to your website in a future episode, please add your name and business details, and I'd love to give you a shout out. So if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, follow, and share it with anyone who might be remotely interested, because the world needs to know about this interactive podcast concept to help you boost your customer experience before, during, and after the purchase. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.